It is the first snow of the year in Chicago. It is icy. It is lake effect snow. The roads are dangerous. The cold is bracing. Chicago is not a shy city, and it is least shy when it is saying hello to winter. What is the tradition amongst your friends on the Lincoln Park logs for the first snow of the season?
We build an exact replica of our dugout, but out of snow. So it's like a snowman, but it's a giant cabin-like log built snow dugout.
Yeah, we call it the Snug Out for short.
Let me write that down.
And we love to sit in it and drink lots of hot chocolate and cozy beverages and project movies on the wall of the Snug Out.
So where do we pick this up? Mid-construction or after it's done and the whole team is cozy inside?
Oh, we are just finishing up.
Gotcha. So you are actually. I want each of you to give me a sentence about how you are specifically involved in the construction of the Snug Out.
I requisitioned a crane.
Yeah, you and Leslie Fitzgerald just does this. You're all kind of planning. All right, and the first years on the Lincoln Park logs, those that are just coming in for their first year winter practice, we're all preparing to, do the true heavy lifting. But no, a crane shows up with a crane operator. Unless, of course, Leslie Fitzgerald, you plan on operating the crane.
No, I do not have the proper certifications.
Yep. So it comes with a crane operator. Mercifully, we have plenty of names of crane operators in the chat.
Yes.
Charles Buttersfield, union crane operator.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Butterfield. You have been quite steady this entire time and one of our best Snug Outs yet. We appreciate you.
The office gives me a call. Charles Butterfield shows up to move snow. He's eating this whole time. He's operating the crane one-handed because he is eating the biggest, sloppiest Chicago beef sandwich that you could possibly imagine. It's spilling everywhere, but he expertly maneuvers snow precisely as you tell him to, packing it down into whatever shapes are necessary. And the smell of the Italian beef kind of emanating from the cab of the crane is it just adds a Susan of holiday cheer to an already festive late November.
Hey, Charlie, do you need the help of a kid who's willing to try the crane?
Are you kidding? That's the best kind of help there is. Charlie gets out of the crane.
Mikey's going in the crane.
Should I just climb on up?
Yeah. Feel free to adjust the seat.
Okay. Okay, I move the seat up.
All right. We're just gonna have a general roll for how you do operating the crane. So let's do a 2d6 plus. Let's call it sharp.
Oh, cool. Okay. 11.
Oh my God! All right. Tell me how this goes.
Well, listen, I've never operated a crane before, but I do a lot of video games. So I'm actually used to pulling a lot of levers, pushing a lot of buttons and so on. So I start with just very small motions to get to know which thing does which. And then I go ahead and just carefully pick on up a big snow brick and put it in place. And it's as simple as that. Once I kind of feel like I've gotten the hang of it, I'll hand it back over to Charlie. I mostly just wanted to try it.
So you prepare to get out of the crane, and kind of Charlie raises a hand, says, "Actually, while you're in there, you'd be doing me a real solid if you wouldn't mind removing the top branches from that tree." And he points, and you prune the tree.
You got it, Charlie.
And then he nods and takes a couple of pictures with his phone, which is an ancient brick of a phone. And then he asks you to do a couple of other things. Actually, if you wouldn't mind too much, there's a little bit of black ice forming over there. If you wouldn't mind using the crane, break up that black ice, and then go ahead and just lift the manhole cover under it.
Whoa, seems easy enough.
Effortless. And he does 2 or 3 more requests of you while taking the occasional picture and jotting things down in a notebook. This takes like a while, but when you're done, you kind of get out of the cab, and Charlie Buttersfield is standing there kind of at attention. And just as you're about to go and continue your work with the rest of your team, says, "By the power vested in me by the benevolent Chicago Crane and Forklift Operators Union, I would like to certify you as a union forklift operator, having passed all of the tests necessary to certify in our benevolent order. Congratulations. Do not lose this card."
Are you kidding me?
So on your sheet, I just want you to write down that you are a union crane operator.
You got it.
Cool. So Leslie has secured a crane. Mikey Miller, remarkably, is incredibly good at it. Stormy, Wynne, what are you both doing to build this Snug Out?
So I don't come from where there is snow, and I don't know really what I'm doing. I said that immediately, so I got put on hot chocolate duty, but I don't really know what to do that either, so I'm calling it a favor.
Sure.
Oh, no.
So as a reminder, you Wynne Meadows come from a rather rough part of the world, the great kind of southeastern wasteland of the United States, the site of many kind of cataclysmic, magical, and mundane events. And so the people there are hardy and dangerous. And you when in moments of need, you call on your folks from the great Appalachian wastelands. And they tend to come in and help you out. So, what is it you are asking them to do?
A step-by-step instruction on how to make a crowd-pleasing hot chocolate.
Gotcha. That sounds pretty good to me. So I want you to roll 2d6 plus charm.
All right. That's just 2d6. And that's going to be an 11.
Yay. Darned. Let's build an NPC here. So the West Virginia Wastelanders, their leader is Ned the Dead, the great dead stag who is almost certainly immortal. You do not reach out to... This is not Ned the Dead's area of expertise. You reach out to someone else within the organization, someone that is famously known for either their agricultural or culinary skill. Who is that?
That'd be Thurl Scrupulous.
What?
I would love if you type that into the chat.
I will. I got that from the chat.
Oh yes, that. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to scroll all the way up there.
I reposted it in the chat.
Excellent. All right. Thurl.
Who wrote that
Scrupulous.
originally?
Walking Dead, I think.
I love it. So the question is, what is Thurl's expertise? So Wynne, you're going to tell me that, and the chat is going to give me a couple of words to describe Thurl Scrupulous, and both will happen at the same time, and then we will see where we go from there.
Thurl was a mountain goat that traveled the world.
Was?
Sorry, is. What is a mountain goat that traveled the world, just learning the culinary techniques and then taking them back to our tribe and showing off.
So you call up Thurl, and Thurl is at this point, Thurl's first love is Appalachia. Thurl's second love is cookbooks. And so, you call Thurl, who is in their kind of big industrial kitchen in like an old bomb shelter in Appalachia. And you come up on video chat and you see Thurl and just pots and baking sheets and all sorts of things hanging in this massive former nuclear silo. And Thurl looks at you. Well, Wynne Meadows. Ain't
Thurl.
that something? Ain't that something?
That's right. I'm a Chicago gal now.
Well, you know what city reminds me of Chicago besides Chicago?
What is that?
Rome.
Oh,
The
that's
seat of empire. The seat of empire.
right. Well, I've never been to Rome, but I'll just have to take your word for it.
So what do you need?
Thurl, I need to know how. I got to impress my friends, and I need to know how to make a rip racing hot chocolate. I don't know how to do it. I can't wear your Heelys.
And you don't need to, because you don't need to. Let me tell you something. The ingredients are very simple, except for one which is very complex. Thurl lays out a very straightforward yet ingenious recipe for hot chocolate. And then at the end, these are things that you either have or can quickly get on an app on your phone. But then Thurl leans in conspiratorially and says, but the most important thing is the toast upon the drinking. Sharing hot chocolate with friends in the middle of winter or in that first storm is a moment where you seal a compact to enjoy that winter together. To enjoy that winter together.
To enjoy that winter together.
And so what you must do is when you have everyone raise your glass, you are to say something heartfelt. And they will believe you. And it will seal the promise of the winter.
Oh, okay. So now I got to come up with something heartfelt.
And no matter what it is, it will be perfect. It will be perfect.
Thanks, Thurl.
Boop, boop. And as the Snug Out is being built, Wynne is working up a large and furious batch of hot chocolate with righteous vigor. Stormy, what are you doing?
Stormy has built and is now tending the bonfire around which the Snug Out is built.
Mm-hmm.
It might be the most important job if you ask me, because people have to stay nimble. Their fingers got to stay nimble in order to build.
Absolutely. So yeah, Stormy, let's just have you roll here. This is 2d6 plus. Well, it's up to you. You can manage the fire with patience using cool, or you can manage the fire using the innate magics in your vines by using weird. It's up to you completely.
Oh, the innate magics.
All right. 2d6 plus weird, please.
9.
Perfect. So with a 9, describe kind of the effect you want the fire to have.
Well, the fire has to be beautiful, and it has to reach just within an inch of the top of the Snug Out, but not too much, because if it goes too high, then it starts to melt. But if it's just up to the top, then it just insulates the entire thing. So I surround if you were to look in right now, sometimes I'm out gathering twigs and logs and things like that. But now that I have most of the supply, I have myself sort of wrapped around the entire thing so that I have my eyes always on every part of the fire.
Perfect.
It has to be beautiful and even.
So
and I can't catch fire.
No, of course not. So what this does, and here's where the partial success part comes in, is it creates quite the view outside the Snug Out. This big, beautiful light creating this kind of snow glow, as if you lit a candle behind a piece of wax paper. It's this diffuse white glow in the cold, icy night of Lincoln Park. And there are a set of eyes on you from the forest. A passerby stops and observes.
They observe my fire.
They do. But you cannot possibly know that now. The Snug Out is complete. The fire is roaring. The hot chocolate in mugs are being passed amongst your teammates, both old and new. Who is the captain of the Lincoln Park Logs?
Rizzo O'Reilly.
Rizzo O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly. What position does Rizzo play?
Third base.
Third base. Perfect.
That's the hardest base.
That is the hardest base.
Yeah.
And I want each of you to just give me. All right. So Stormy gave me position and name. Leslie, Wynne, and Mikey give me one word each about Rizzo O'Reilly.
Like really nice, like tight curly hair and kind of like an 80s mullet.
Oh, I thought we had to choose one word.
Oh,
I asked for one word. 80s mullet hyphenated
80s mullet,
counts as
yeah.
one word.
80s mullet.
yeah, sorry. We got
Wynne and Mikey, one word each, please.
Yeah, intimidating.
Tall.
Rizzo O'Reilly is serious business. She doesn't speak much. She's a captain. Some people are captains because they ask to be. Others are captains because they're chosen. But Rizzo O'Reilly exists in another class, which is they are captain because they are the best. And so Rizzo, a lot of what she does is just demonstrate goodness. And so she, she stands up, in this Snug Out, this beautiful cathedral-like snow dugout around the fire, and she gets up and looks at everyone. For you new folks, you'll get to know me, and when you do, you'll know that I don't say too much. But welcome to the team, and welcome to Chicago's winter. And then she kind of picks up her mug of hot cocoa and kind of stands there expectantly, and then Wynne turns to you.
I run away.
Wynne. Oh.
Miss Meadows. After Miss Meadows.
If you'll, Rizzo, if you could just give us 1 second, I think we can figure this out.
She nods.
Be right back.
Miss Meadows, it seems you were chosen implicitly for the toast. Is something wrong? Is there a fire that's gone out of control, or some structural integrity we need to fix?
Oh, I wish it's something I could fix with the hammer and chisel, or maybe a nail or some glue or tape. But ain't tool exist.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble understanding you right now.
The wind is blowing really loud.
I'll be right back.
Yep. So, Wynne and the rest of you are kind of having this conversation outside the entrance to the Snug Out. The great towering trees of Lincoln Park are all around you, and though the inside of the Snug Out is nice and warm, out here it is bitingly cold, and it's so cold that it makes the dark darker. It's one of those kind of colds. And Wynne kind of jogs off a bit of a distance to kind of gather herself and her thoughts up. And during this, you hear a pop or a crack from the tree line, maybe 20 feet away from the clearing that you've built your Snug Out in.
Should we go check that out?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, Mikey. Sorry, Mr. Miller. Please lead the way.
Leslie, you can call me Mikey if you want.
I prefer Mr. Miller.
Whatever you prefer. Is it okay if I call you Leslie?
Of course. I say Mr. Miller as a sign of affection and that I respect you.
Could I call you Fitz?
No one has ever called
like
me
your
Fitz.
last name, Fitzgerald. Well, would you like it if I did? I don't have to. But would that be a cool nickname?
Does it come from a place of affection and respect?
While Mikey and Leslie are negotiating names, I'd like to sneak off by myself while blending into the natural settings to investigate.
Absolutely.
That's fair. That's fair.
Investigate a mystery, please. 2d6 plus 2d6 plus sharp. And I'll give you a +1 on that because this is the perfect location to blend in.
Even though that ability is called the Long Summer.
It is. Oh, you want to use the Long Summer?
That's
eh?
what, yeah.
2d6 plus weird.
No, do that first. Okay.
Yep.
7.
All right. So you blend it. So the Long Summer allows you to kind of blend in perfectly for an incredibly long length of time. And so you kind of observe. So you kind of get yourself somewhere where you can, wherever that noise was, you kind of put yourself near it, and you kind of settle into the growth. And the person there is, well, shorter, about kid-sized, and you're just kind of observing. And the thing that you realize as you're observing is that she is also observing you. Like, you don't think she sees you, but you think she knows that something's amiss. And as such, she turns and starts walking towards you. And so you're kind of seeing this like figure grow in size as she approaches. And there are, Leslie and Mikey are providing kind of the background sound of the semantics of naming. The person approaching you, Stormy, is a kid about Little League age, wearing a long, warm coat, giant sweeping scarf, and holding in her hands a book, a sketchbook, and she is kind of very quickly sketching out your general location.
Oh, geez, Fitzy, look at us. Now we've lost both of our teammates.
Well, at least we resolved this issue. Yes, please feel free to call me Bitsy, but you do owe me one king-size package of Good and Plenties.
Yes, understood. And those should be on delivery next week.
I appreciate that. Let's us venture into the forest to find Mix Wifflethorne.
Okay, here I go. Oops. Wait a second. Hold on, what's that?
All right. Mikey, you oops your way into something.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah. So you're walking, you kind of gather up Wynne, who was kind of lost in thought for just a moment, or rather gathering her thoughts. And the three of you walk in, and Mikey, you kind of full on trip over a weird
what the heck?
Black box.
What?
It's light for its size, and you kind of pick it up, and it's not a box. It's a walkie-talkie. An honest to goodness walkie-talkie.
Hello, come in. Fitzy, check it out.
Oh, did someone answer?
I don't know. Do they?
Come in.
Mikey, do you want someone to answer?
Oh yeah, I would like a friend.
All right. I'll have you roll for it. There's going to be pure luck. 2d6 plus nothing at all. Tell me what you
Nothing
get.
at all. Just a lucky kid. 3.
Oh.
Good thing we got all those high rolls building the Snug Out, though.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was a 3.
Code, please.
Fitzy,
Code.
do you know the code?
I know many codes.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, try 1, 2, 3, 4.
Would that be the 1, 2, 3, 4 code?
Nothing.
Sorry. I meant Jolly Rancher. Shoot, sorry, you must mean the other one.
Try Blue November.
Blue November.
Please stay at that location.
Was it really Leslie? I think it was Blue November.
Oh, good.
Now all we gotta do is wait right here. And
Mikey,
this
you're the
mystery will be
luckiest.
solved.
You're the luckiest guy I've ever met.
Well, I try really hard.
So, yeah, you're all kind of walking. You're walking towards where you think Stormy went. And you see, the profile of someone that is staring at... Now, you are all pretty good at seeing Stormy where other people can't. Like, you kind of get a sense of how she hides. But yeah, there's a kid wearing a great big scarf that appears to be sketching her.
Big scarf.
Mm-hmm.
I like your scarf.
She turns and looks at all of you. Ah, Little Leaguers.
Hi.
Yes, we play for the Lincoln Park Logs.
Let's roll.
Let's roll.
I was hoping to run into you.
In the forest?
I saw the fire. Figured it was Little Leaguers.
You could have also
She
come over
leafs
and said
through-
hello.
She leafs through her sketchbook. Well, I'm not a Little Leaguer.
Oh,
I'm a
God.
documenter of things. She turns back and kind of holds her sketchbook open. And it's a picture of last year's Snug Out that you built.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. That we had crenellations. I would say about the most tasteful choice, but I still stand by it.
Mm.
It looks real fun.
My readers certainly liked it. She closes the book as if to punctuate the sentence.
Is this like a kid?
Yeah, she's probably about 10.
Oh, okay. So I'm Mikey.
I'm in.
My name is Leslie Fitzgerald.
And I'm
Hi.
Stormy.
Ah!
She
I jump
kind of pivots and looks at all of you. Emily the Eye, Chief Investigative Reporter, Lincoln Park Elementary School Trumpet. And I need your help.
Wait, the trumpet?
The very same. The one that shows up on your desk every morning.
Wow.
I'm a big fan.
I didn't even know that someone wrote that.
Well, some people write, some people sketch. All of us observe.
Is your last name really I? Because that is actually a great fit for what?
My nom de plume.
Oh.
Whoa.
To maintain journalistic integrity and some degree of anonymity, I dare not give out my last name.
Fitzy, what's a Norn de Plume?
It is it's a writing name or a name used to a pen name.
Gotcha.
Is French in origin.
I thought it was a fruit. Plumes.
Yeah, we're like fruit of the plume.
Mm. It also sounds very delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see that sketch you did of me.
She opens it up, puts it in front of you. It is...
Look at that.
It captures your essence, which is interesting because she did not know it was you. But she drew what she observed, and it's you, if you know what I mean.
I do. That is astounding work.
It certainly makes sense that you are alive and sentient and talking to me now. Since I have the four of you here, I have a favor to ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, what is it?
Is that?
Well, I'm tracking down a lead. More of a rumor, really, but I decided I was going to be the one to come out on this winter night to track it down instead of sending one of the less experienced reporters. Don't want to put them in danger, you see.
Oh.
Anyway, I've been told, or rather I've been told by someone who was told themselves, that there's an artifact in the lily pool just over there. And I think it's Blaseball related, and I would love to draw a picture of it.
An artifact.
An artifact?
In that
An
lily pool?
artifact.
Here
In the
in
lily
Lincoln
pool.
here in Lincoln Park?
The very same.
A Blaseball artifact that we did not know about?
That's the rumor.
Right
Apparently
over
a
there.
well-kept one.
Hey, well,
That's-
I'll give it a shot. I'm not even afraid of cold water, so sounds like your
so
guy.
The four of you, plus Emily the Eye head over to where the lily pool is. The lily pool is a very famous location within the Lincoln Park that gives your neighborhood its name. It is gated, and there is a lock on the gate and a sign that says closed for the season.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Hold on.
No.
I forgot one thing. Psst. Hey, just so you know, we've gone ahead and moved on over to the lily pool. I know you said to stay where you were, so I just wanted to update you on our location. Okay,
Mr. Miller,
talk to you later.
outstanding. Updating your location without being prompted, that deserves a star. I hand Mr. Miller a red star.
Oh, yes, another one from my book.
Oh, dang.
I'd like to go on up that fence around the other side and see if I can find any sort of way to open it up from the inside.
Sure. Stormy, let's have that be. 2d6. This will be an act under pressure. 2d6 plus cool, please.
8.
All right, I'm going to give you a choice. You can either open the gate, but someone notices and will intercept you, or you figure out how to open the gate, but you cannot right now.
You know, normally I'd go with the first one, but I feel like when we've got like an investigator, a journalist with us, we should really keep things.
Yeah.
You know, we got to keep we got to keep quiet on the down low to not.
She probably doesn't want her scoop to get scooped.
Her scoop. Yes, that's it, Mikey. So I'm gonna figure out how to do it, and we're just not gonna do it quite right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's this great big kind of, tall, beautiful wrought iron fence that kind of rings the whole lily pond, and there's a walking trail around it and benches. It's beautiful. I mean, you're all here often, but they lock the gate in the winter because Chicago gets cold fast, and the lily pond never really freezes over enough at this time of year to be safe to skate on. So they just gate it off until such time. And so, you kind of vine your way up and over and you look at the lock. And what is the issue with the lock? Why can't you open it?
It's somehow rusted. How is that possible?
Yeah, that's a little odd. Especially because this park the Lily Pond was really just closed a few weeks ago. Why the heck would they use a rusty lock?
Yeah, it looks like it's been locked for a century or something.
Yeah, very strange.
Can I investigate?
I turn to Wynne, and I smile at her.
Say that again.
I'm saying I smile at Wynne.
I smile at Leslie.
What's happening? But I want to take a look at the lock.
Emily the Eye sketches all of this. Sure. When you take a look at the lock,
see if I can investigate.
Sure. I mean, Stormy has indeed confirmed the fact that it is rusted, and yeah, at first glimpse, it looks that way. But would you like to investigate a mystery?
Yeah.
2d6 plus sharp, please.
I'm pretty good at these kinds of things. Locks and the such. All right, that's a 10.
You can ask 2 questions from the investigate a mystery list.
Here is not what it seems.
That lock is not rusty at all. That lock is sealed with magic.
What?
And what is being concealed?
What is being concealed is the way to open it. That is to say, you should be able to open it right now. You just don't know how. It's not, in point of fact, missing a key or anything. If you know how to open it, it will open.
Okay. Well, y'all, this is the kind of stuff I've seen before when it comes to magic locks. There is this particular way to open it, and it ain't with a key. Or at least not a key that you and I are used to.
Then
We got a
Miss
lock
Meadows?
over here by the lily pool. I don't know if you know anything about opening it, but if you happen to know what the sort of magic key is, give Mikey a holler over. So that might do something.
Yeah, Mikey, there are a cluster of flashlight beams kind of sweeping the ground, maybe 200 feet away and closing.
Oh, is that your
Hey.
new friends?
I think so. Hello. Hey, it's me, Mikey. You've been talking to me on the talkie.
Yeah. All right. So you kind of stand there and wait for them. It's it's the police.
Oh, shoot. Did not think that was who I was talking to.
Oh, hey, Mikey, you made friends with the police. That's interesting.
Yeah, they're wearing the police uniform. They're wearing the badges of Lincoln Park. And one of you knows one of these people, and it is knowing them in a positive way. Who knows this particular police officer?
It's my dad.
Oh, yes, Officer Miller.
Officer Harbin Miller.
Dang it.
Officer Miller, it's good to see you again.
Mr. Fitzgerald, a pleasure. Mikey, that is a police radio.
I didn't exactly know that.
Where did you find it?
On the ground.
Officer Harbin Miller turns to one of the other patrol people with him, who shrugs and extends his hand. It appears you found Officer Coyle's lost radio.
You're welcome for your lost radio, Officer Coyle.
Oh, you don't need to say that. Officer Coyle and I are going to have a conversation about losing police property.
Sorry, Officer Coyle.
Not as sorry as I'm going to be. Patrolman Miller kind of paces around. You know the Lily Pond is closed for the season, right?
Yeah, that's why we're standing outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, see you later, Dad. See you in 2 weekends.
You're not going to go in, are you?
I hate to say it, but I will have to use the blanket term of Little League business in this case, officer.
Well, let's see if the officer does it. This is going to be manipulate someone. 2d6 plus charm, please.
Oh, good. This character is actually good at that. That is a 10.
Please roll so good.
Oh.
Yes, I'd be happy to give you the requisite paperwork and to phone into the central station and to make my official application if you wish to persist in your inquiry.
No need at all. No need at all. Officer Coyle and I and the other patrol people are going to head back to the station. See you in a couple of weekends, Mikey.
Once they're out of earshot distance, I turn to Mikey. Mr. Miller, your dad's a hard butt.
You have no idea. All right, let's break into this. All right.
All right. So you have a rusty lock with no key, but apparently the way to open it's in front of you right now.
All right. So I look around and see if I notice any symbols.
Sure, on the lock or around?
Around, because I've already investigated the lock and they wouldn't put it on the lock.
Indeed. Sure. 2d6 plus sharp.
All right. That's, oh my god. That's an 11, I swear.
Sure. What symbol is it that you find?
So like one of those stones that they hide keys under. I look down and I just see a stone that's kind of out of place, and I pick it up and I look under it, and it looks like there's a symbol that looks like a lightning bolt that goes like 3 diagonals, except at the very last second it goes horizontal.
Yeah, that's got to be the trick. So how's it work?
So I kind of practice that symbol a couple of times, and then I go up to the lock where it should be rusty on the back, and then I just make that symbol.
It kind of tingles with electrical energy, and the rust falls away.
Wynne Meadows.
Ain't a lock I can't pick.
Miss Meadows.
Holy cow.
I'm impressed,
Dang.
but not surprised.
That was awesome, Wynne.
Thank you.
See, we do this kind of stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just a classic Blittle League mystery.
I'm gonna, from the other side, just get down, but then jump back on the gate and then push it forward, hanging on, like on the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Come on in.
It is as impressive a gate opening as you're going to see at this time of year, for sure.
Mix with Wifflethorne. May I please Tarzan swing using one of your vines?
You may.
Thank you. I Tarzan swing into the park.
You Tarzan swing into the park. Yeah, there's a distinct charm to it. It is a reflection of how at home you are in this park, that late into the evening in a bracingly cold snowstorm, do you not feel afraid, but very safe and peaceful here. You approach the lily pad, walking over the walking path, and there are around the edges of the pond, the first thin, kind of like wafer thin, crispy ice that's starting to form. You might be able to put 1 foot on it before it breaks, and then the whole middle of Lily Pond is just open, cold, dark water. Emily the Eye looks at all of this. An artifact is in that pond, or near it. At least that's what my source tells me that their source told them.
Sure thing. I take off my shoes and socks.
All right. Mikey, you gonna dive into the pond?
I'm not sure if it's deep enough to dive. So to start off, I'm going to do the safe thing and go feet first.
Very fair. 2d6 plus tough, please.
Oh yeah, not bad. 7.
All right. You're going to find something but take harm, or you are going to you're going to find something and take harm, or you are going to avoid harm and essentially figure out where that something is, but you can't get to it because of the aforementioned harm.
Both pretty good, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the harm because, to be honest, I got in here so confidently and kind of want to look tough in front of all my friends and also MDI.
Indeed. So I want you to roll 2d6 plus tough one more time to 2d6 plus cool to determine how
Because it's cold.
Yeah, how smooth you are in terms of playing off the hypothermia that is almost certainly starting to set in.
Yeah. No problem.
Careful, Mikey. That's colder than a snowman's hug.
It's an 8, so I'm keeping it together.
For the partial success, Emily the Eye will make note of this, but will be generous in her description.
Yes.
So yeah, you wade into the middle of the pond, and it actually is not terribly deep. As a lily pond, it's not 20, 30 feet deep. But you kind of get in, and it is icy cold.
Whew.
And you are feeling kind of the cobbled bottom of the pond, and you kind of slip a little bit and slide. Like if you kept your balance, this would probably be like waist deep water, but you kind of slide over and you soak your whole side, and it's the cold is kind of cutting into your bones at this point. But yeah, sure enough, you come across a thing that doesn't belong. It down here, it's all icy cold water and cobblestones and stuff, but no, there's a thing down here, a heavy thing. And you reach down, and it's freezing cold, but you kind of gird yourself, and you pick it up. And it is a stoppered clay jug, the cork of which is a little fire helmet.
I think I found it.
Well, what is it, Mr. Miller?
A jug with a fire helmet hat. I mean, a fire helmet hat. I'll just show you. Here I come. Back out of the water.
Yeah,
Mr. Miller, you are blue.
Yep. Well, that's what happens sometimes to me when I'm in ice water. So don't worry. I think I'm going to be fine. So this is it. Can you hold it while I put my shoes and socks back on?
I got it.
Thank you.
Are there any lily pads still there in Lily's?
Do you
Or
want there
are
to be?
Yes.
There are.
I pick a couple to bring back to the campfire.
You do.
Hmm.
Mikey is cold. But all of you are here, and Emily the Eye looks at it. Well, that's got to be the thing. Chicago firefighter's helmet.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
If this is indeed Blaseball business, do we dare open it?
Yeah.
I did invocate the many rules of Little League, so I don't think anyone's around.
I open it.
Thunk. You do. The smell that comes from inside is, well, it smells like Blaseball. Warm,
Ugh.
summery. A smell so evocative of the hot months and camaraderie that it makes you feel a few degrees warmer. And when you kind of shake it around, and there's a rustling inside, and you kind of tip it over, and out comes a few, and there are many more in there, tightly wrapped little notes, tied up with, well, isn't this something? They're little notes, but they're tied up with like the leather strapping from a Blaseball glove, or a bit of the red twine that holds a Blaseball together, or a piece of athletic tape. All of them are just kind of bound up in different ways.
Before we do anything else, I take out my disguise kit, and I take my very large faux fur like coat that just like a pile of fur, and I hand it to Mr. Miller.
Indeed. You produce from your kit the appropriate clothing for the occasion.
Thank you.
You looked very cold, Mr. Miller.
Well, my body is, I think, clinically cold, but I would say kind of tough wise, I barely feel it.
Oh, sure.
What do you want to do with these notes? There are many in there, maybe 3 or 4 tumble out on this first pass.
Should we read a couple of them?
Sure. It almost seems like it's some sort of like time capsule or something.
What if they're warning of things to come?
Ooh.
Or things that happened in the past? Or just they're saying hello?
Or secrets of some sort. Gossip
Love
from
letters.
gossip from days gone by.
I don't care so much about that, but I'd be happy to read them.
Let's read them.
You open up the few. Time slows down a little bit.
Oh, no. No.
Oh,
no.
jeez. Oh,
No. Let me finish. Because you find yourself sitting in the warmth of a truly memorable little moment. There is no danger in these notes. There are no grim portents of things to come. What you realize you start reading are remembrances, some poetic and some mundane, from a collection of Chicago firefighters, present and past, as well as visiting teams as well, and even a couple of Blittle Leaguers. All of the notes have the same general tenor, which is, I heard there was something here. I found it and I read a note. And every note I read said I found it here and read a note. And some of them kind of go on from there to just say, Gooby Balson was here, season this. Some of these are names that are so old that you don't know them. Some of them have dates upwards of 50 or 60 years ago. Some of them are from last year. Apparently, this is a little clay stoppered jug sheathed in rumors that only people that play Blittle League and Blaseball truly know. These little moments in time captured in this little jug at the bottom of a pond in the middle of Chicago. What tumbles out too are a couple of blank pieces of paper.
Fitzy, you got a pen?
Of course I do. It is a fountain pen.
Oh, I don't know how to use a fountain pen.
It's not like a regular pen.
Oh, okay. I'm going to write a note.
You write that note.
Pen?
Yes.
Oh, you first, Leslie.
Sure. I write a little heartfelt remembrance of this night, this cold night, and the warmth that is to come. And a hand
That you do.
Fountain pen to mix Wifflethorne.
I write a little note, and then I can't sketch quite as well as NDI, but I try to do a little sketch of my 3 Blittle League friends and our new favorite journalist. They're kind of just stick figures.
Oh,
Mikey.
Would you mind writing mine for me?
Oh.
My hands are shaking.
Of course. What would you like me to write?
I whisper to Stormy.
And I hand the pen to, well, I guess you have your own, but MDI, would you like to write one too?
I dare not. I keep all of my notes right here. I have my story.
I take some of one of the leather strings from my glove that I have also in my suitcase, and I unravel it and I tie it up.
I have my toast. Speaking of toast, my hot chocolate is gonna be so cold. Oh no!
After a quick sprint through Lincoln Park, Leslie, Mikey, Stormy, and Wynne, as well as M the Eye, arrive at the Snug Out, where Rizzo O'Reilly is still standing, and all of the other Lincoln Park logs are still sitting around, holding their mugs expectantly. Rizzo once again gestures to Wynne Meadows.
Sorry. I appreciate every single one of y'all. I came here looking for a home and I found a family, and I'm so proud to say that I am from Chicago. So raise your glass and say, "We are from Chicago."
The Appalachian Wasteland. Thurl Scrumpulous is in their great kitchen preparing a massive autumn feast of foraged and hunted items. Ned the Dead, the great dead stag, clops into this bunker nuclear silo and into Thurl's kitchen. And the two of them kind of share a look and a nod. And Ned asks what Thurl is making. And Thurl said, "Well, I'm a little bit behind because I had a call from a friend in Chicago." And Ned kind of straightens up, his great horns, catching the light from the ovens baking the various pies. "I had a similar call myself." Thurl nods. "I think she'll be all right up there. I'm sure she'll be all right up there."